Hey guys, Lars is messing with me. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the shop. I know I just put one out today, but I feel it necessary to explain why I ended up on this, in the situation I am with this transmission. May help some of y'all out, because it was a stupid mistake on my part. So here we go. Let's get her done. All right, so here we go. The little 85. I've had this thing for 20 something years. I can't remember exactly how long, but I'm saying 22, right? I bought this as a project truck out of somebody's front yard, and I haven't done anything to it. I mean, it looks just like it did when I bought it, but it was perfect, right? So I pick it up, drive it home. It won't do 35 miles an hour, right? So what I did, first thing, jerk that motor out, and machine shop guy that I deal with had a 2.8, just a block. I was like, all right, I'll take that. And I took it and built the engine and put in this, which is the one that's going in the trash truck. Never mind Lars, you know. This is what he does most. But the transmission, here we go. So I put the motor in, all that stuff, and I'm used to small block Chevys, stuff like that. And I'm not a big proponent of Loctite, right? I've never had to use that stuff at all, okay? So I put this transmission back up in that thing, right? Or bolted it to the new motor. We won't go through, well, we will. But anyway, it's set in the driveway, this thing did, when I moved to Tennessee for 3 or 4 years. Finally got it to go past emissions 1 year. And I was over to a family member's house, helping him work on a Dodge pickup because they had transmission problems. So I was over there working on that one day, and then I go to the parts place, and I'm leaving a trail of transmission fluid everywhere. All right, what could be the problem? Right, at this point, what the heck can be the problem? I mean, it got down to the point it was slipping and stuff. It's so low on transmission fluid. So all right, I'm gonna run up at O'Reilly's, man, grab a couple quarts of transmission fluid. Still haven't really got up under it to see what's going on. So finally, right before I left his house, here's what happened. Got to looking at this thing. Every bolt in this thing, except for the 2 top ones, was gone. Just fell out of it. It was cocked in there in ways you wouldn't even understand. That's why this is in here, right? So, because it busted the case, all that stuff. So I was like, all right, if I gotta, get a new case, whatever, let's have it rebuilt. New motor, let's rebuild the transmission. All right, then everything's new on this thing. Well, that's where I screwed up. I was busy. I didn't have time to mess with it, so I found a guy out local. I talked to him for about 3 or 4 weeks before I took the truck up there. He talked, like he had some common sense. But no, that wasn't the case. So anyway, this is where we're at now because of that. The transmission worked fine. I should have put Loctite on the bolts. Don't forget the Loctite on these little trucks. Never had that problem on my Chevelles. Never had that problem on my Pontiac. But dude, for some reason, these little things will vibrate them bolts out. And you're in a mess just like I am. So that leads us down to today, why I'm going through this. Number one, never trust anybody. I'm not saying there's not people out there that know, but finding them is hard. Seriously, it's hard. I've had few 350s rebuilt, and they always come back in the same shape. Just don't work. Don't do anything right. I took one 350 when I built an 81. I think it was a Cheyenne pickup Chevrolet. Took it down to a transmission shop. I want a shift kit put in this thing because I was building it to do, what I wanted it to do. All they did was drill some holes in the freaking separator plate and stick it back together. Charged me $1,800. That transmission never worked right. Well, I freaking tore the darn thing back apart and done what was supposed to be done. Had a transmission for my son's truck, a Ford, a 700. We'll do this real quick. It's a 5R55E. I went through it. I replaced every freaking thing I could find in that thing that was messed up. Didn't work. I mean, it worked for a couple of weeks. So I was like, all right. I've spent $1,200 on it so far. So I'll take it to Bowling Green, and hell, I'll throw that there. Lee Miles transmission. Oh, we'll rebuild it for $3,000. I said, it's already rebuilt, man. Everything in it's brand new. Oh, it's still going to cost you $3,000. Okay. Not a problem. Let's just get it fixed. We got that thing back. Dude, it worked 2 weeks. Well, that's a lie. It worked 4 weeks and died. Doing exactly the same thing again. So now I'm like $4,200 in this transmission. Then my son just got tired of messing with it. He called up Callsies, used parts. I know them boys from way back in high school. He called them up, and they had one down there to fit his truck. He paid $350 for that thing. Stuck it in there, run great. That's why I say, don't trust mechanic shops. I have been done so dirty on that stuff so many times. I ain't doing it no more. Now, who's to say this transmission I'm working on is going to work? There's so many discrepancies and stuff that, I can't figure out. I'm not going to go into it. If you got questions, ask. Leave them in the comments. I'll try to cover it on these $700 Fords. But there you go. That's what led to this whole thing. I did not Loctite the bell housing bolts into the block. They vibrated out, and the transmission was sitting there like this. So it broke the bell housing, and I was, just like I said, all right, let's just rebuild it. It's got a brand new motor. Let's rebuild that. And dude, it's been nothing but a nightmare ever since. Now, you heard me and Lars talking, it's 7-8 years ago, right? So I built that truck. I was fine in Kentucky. When I moved to Tennessee, I got to run it until the tags ran out. Then I had to relicense it in Tennessee and had to take it to emission control. That thing has sat in the front of my house 12 years. Well, my bad. I only live here about 12 years. Even after getting the transmission stuff done. So when I tell you guys that this thing has no miles on it, it don't. At most, maybe 20,000. That's it. Anyway, there you go. There's a little explanation on how we ended up where we are on this transmission. You know, the motor just need to be replaced because we got to do something about gas mileage. But we're gonna this one right here. I don't care about gas mileage. It's a trash truck. We're just gonna trash it out. Hope the crank and everything holds up when I put that blower on it, and see if we can't get it done. But anyway, there's your explanation on how we got where we are with this little black truck. I hope that makes sense to you, but don't forget Loctite on the bell housing bolts, or you're gonna be right where I'm at. Okay, we'll see you on the next one.